Hey there, on this video I want to walk through niche marketing in a bit more detail. The videos on niche marketing on my channel have gotten some pretty good traction, and what's happening with niche marketing is I think some people are understanding the concept of it, but they're not necessarily understanding it at an advanced level. So I want to just do a bit of a deeper dive on it as requested, because I do read your comments and I'm happy to help. So for example, when you first start on Redbubble, you might type in something that's very generic. You might say like funny t-shirts, okay? Like it's the most generic thing you can possibly come up with. And what happens if you're brand new, if you're a new Redbubbler, you look at this and you go, oh, there's only 5 million funny t-shirts. And then, you go through these and you go, well, I can do a funny t-shirt. Well, then you make 10 funny t-shirts and you don't sell any, and then you give up and you leave. Okay, so just so you guys know, like that's like the majority of people who are selling on Redbubble. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that sell on Redbubble, but they're not actually selling any designs because they just go into these major, categories and they throw up 10 designs and they go, oh, a year's gone by, I didn't sell anything. So that's not niche marketing. What I'm talking about with niche marketing is you're going into something that's very specific that you have an advantage in and other people don't. So that's what I want to talk about. Or you're going into a very specific niche where there's not a lot of competition. You might not have an advantage, but there's not a lot of competition. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. Let's go. All right, so the first niche that I want to talk about is location. So I'm going to choose something at random. Now, I'm just going to type in the word Canada. I happen to live in Canada. So in case you guys are wondering like where Canada is or what Canada is, this is Canada. I'm up here in the north, right above the United States. That's where I live, okay? But it's a huge world, right? And what happens is you're maybe not living in Canada. You might be living in another part of the world, right? New Mexico, Mexico. One of the neat things about this YouTube channel is there's people from literally all over the world watching these videos. It's so amazing. So I'm going to pick something that I'm not an expert in, okay? Have you ever heard of this? It's a town in England called Ipswich. Now, I'm not from Ipswich. I'm not from England. I know nothing about this. So if you are from Ipswich, or if you're English and you're watching this video and your eyes just lit up, it's because you have an advantage over me. Okay? I do not know about Great Britain. I've been there once. It was amazing. Went to London, had a blast. 2 weeks of my life. Wish I could go back, and maybe someday I will. But I'm not an expert. So if you are, ask yourself, where do I live? Okay, where you live means you're an expert. So this is a niche because this whole town, there's how many people live in Ipswich? 133,000. Okay, now if you're looking for niches, you can say cities in Great Britain. Let's see what Google says. List of cities in the United Kingdom. Thank you, Google. As always, the internet comes through for me. List of cities. Here's all the different cities in England. Bristol, Cambridge, Canterbury, and the list goes on and on. So if you want to do location-based designs, this is the way to do it. Grab this list. Let's head over to Redbubble and let's see what our competition is. So I'm going to use Ipswich as an example. Now again, just an example. If you don't live in Ipswich, then use whatever city you would live in, Ipswich. Okay, I'm going to type that into Redbubble. Let's see what comes up. Ipswich. Okay, 1,075 results. Now, why would somebody want to buy an Ipswich t-shirt or an Ipswich sticker? Maybe they've been there. Maybe they go on vacation. Maybe their family's from there. So it's just an example. There's hundreds of thousands of cities all throughout the world, and there's provinces and states and territories. There's all sorts of niches here. So let's take a look here. I'm just going to scroll down and check out this one. United Kingdom, it's got the Union Jack, it's got Big Ben Vector on here, and it says Ipswich. That is a solid design. Circular, which I love, and it's United Kingdom Ipswich. Let's click on this. If you want to see an example of a great shop, this is an example of a great shop. This is an Ipswich, United Kingdom, very professional looking sticker. Now I can tell you right now, here's how it's made. And now I'm guessing, obviously I don't know this user and I don't know this account, but it looks like they took a regular Union Jack vector or some sort of a circular vector online. I've seen this Big Ben vector before. It's a free vector you can get online. They would have typed in the words United Kingdom and Ipswich and then used probably Photoshopped and made it circular or curved, and there it is. Whole design would take less than 5 minutes to make. It's gorgeous. Let's click on T Homes shop and see who we're dealing with here. If you ever want to see one of the big boys on Redbubble, this is an example of a very successful store. Now, how do I know this? I'll show you in just 1 second. Here we have T Home is the name of the store. There's 8,200, almost 8,300 designs. They only joined 3 years ago. Because as of right now, it's the start of 2021. So I guess 4 years ago. But they certainly haven't been around for 100 years. Look at these designs. It's just different cities, different locations. And you'll notice this user is using similar backgrounds. Look at the Vatican one, Vilnius one, Budapest one. This guy has templates. These are all the same templates. I mean, slightly different. There's a couple little circles there, but most of the time, look at that. This is the exact same template. He's just got black instead of white and white instead of black. He's just reversed it. So this person probably has 50 or 60 go-to templates. There's a flag template. And he's in his store. As soon as I see this store, I'm getting excited. As a user, as like a person who wants to buy something, I'm looking at this going, okay, this guy's got a lot of good designs. That whole process, by the way, if you click on the person's store and you start looking at their store, the whole process takes about 1/2 of 1 second. I will instantly like this store or dislike this store. And what I like about it is he's got a featured travel collection. So instantly his best stuff is right at the top. Notice how the fonts are all very similar. It's very pleasing to the eye. I look at it and go, oh, this guy's a professional. That's the vibe I'm getting within the first second or two. Nice little logo here at the top. Very generic. It's not masculine. It's not feminine. This is a great looking store. 8,200. Now, how do I know this person's a big deal on Redbubble? Let me scroll right on down to the very bottom. 21,000 favorites. Okay, 21,000 favorites means that there are a lot of individuals going click, 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 and they're clicking on designs that they like. This guy's picked a niche, used templates, and is just cranking out high quality, simple, repeatable designs. This is a great example of where you would look at this and say, okay, I'm going to go to this guy's shop to look up a high quality travel sticker, travel t-shirt, whatever it may be. It's a great example. So location is a niche that you can take a look at. Here's another one here. We've got Detroit, okay? Detroit, Michigan. Let's go up to the top. Let's just type in Detroit. Probably get a few more than Ipswich because Ipswich is a tiny town. Detroit, 21,000 results. Again, maybe that's not one that you would want to go after, but you'd want to go after the smaller ones. So for example, instead of Detroit, what's a smaller town? There's Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? Grand Rapids, Michigan is just outside or near Detroit anyway. 2,300 results. Grand Rapids, Michigan, there it is. So again, if you're not from there, you don't know about Grand Rapids. You've never heard of it before. If you're not from England, you may have never heard of Ipswich before. So wherever you're located, there are cities and towns around you that are small. That's a niche. I found this pretty cool article online. So the next niche that I want to talk about is family relationships. So in this case, we're going to talk about grandmothers, okay? Grandma, grandmother, and you know, what do you call your grandmother? And what other people call their grandmothers? Well, that's a niche. So you can talk about parents, grandparents, niece, nephew, son, daughter, Check this out. Different names for grandmother. Pippa, Teeny, Gigi, Birdie, Mama, Grandmom, Grammy, Amma. Well, these are niches, right? Bubby. These are niches. They're not hugely popular because obviously grandmother is the word, but these are offshoots. So I'm going to see if there's Pippa. I'm just going to pick this at random. And to be honest with you guys, I have no idea if there's a ton of designs. I have not looked up this in advance. So I'm going to type in, I think I misspelled it earlier and when I was doing some research for this video. So let's type in Pippa here with 2 P's and we'll see if anything comes up. So we can see here there's Pippa and there's 420 results. Okay, there's a sticker, not very well designed, if I may be so bold, because there's a bunch of white space around it. And there's not a lot here for Pippa with like being a grandma. That's my grandma, holy moly. Okay, so there's a bunch of like younger ladies here, but I'm not seeing, I'm not seeing anything here about being like a grandmother. So that is something to think about. Okay, that's an idea. Let's take another one. Amma. Okay, A-M-M-A. A-M-M-A. Let's see if anything comes up for Amma. 409 results. Don't tell mama. Close. We've got Amasaurus. That's actually pretty funny. I like that. First Christmas as an Amma. Okay, look at that. There you go. Amma. Again, not a great looking sticker. This one's better because at least it's got white around it and it's all one. This is actually 2 stickers. Best Amma ever. See, there's a few, but not many. 409 results is not a lot. So if you're from a part of the world that has a different way of saying grandmother, maybe you're from Spain or Germany or Greece, Hawaii, there's a lot of different ways. This is a niche. The reason it's a niche is because there's not a lot of results, because it's not a super popular term, but that's okay. The people who are buying these niches, buying products from these niches, they're buying it because it's not popular. Any bozo can go into Walmart and buy an I Love Grandma t-shirt. They don't want to go to Walmart and buy an I Love Grandma t-shirt. They want to go in and say world's best Amma, Amasaurus. Somebody sees that and they go, oh my goodness, is that ever unique? They want unique. That's the idea behind a niche. Okay, the third and final niche that I want to talk about is politics. So the reason, from a psychology perspective, that people purchase items that they display, this is like a t-shirt, a magnet, a sticker, the reason they're displaying it is there's tribal psychology. So the idea is that they want to show off to the world that they are part of a tribe. So picture like cavemen, you're stronger as a group. That's what a tribe is. A tribe is a group of people that together they're stronger. So I'm just going to type in American politics and we're going to see there's a whole bunch of news results and stuff that come up. Okay, but when I click on the Wikipedia article, and I go to Wikipedia a lot, there's basically 2 types of parties. Okay, there's the Republican Party and there's the Democratic Party. Okay, so the thing is, like, even though I'm Canadian, I follow US politics like most of the world does. And so there is, I know who these people are. I know who Nancy Pelosi is. I know who Mike Pence is. I know who the president is, that sort of thing. So if you're an expert in this, go for it. So I'm going to go onto Redbubble and I'm going to type in, and spoiler alert, you will be disappointed. I'm going to type in Donald Trump. Now, because he's the president, current sitting president as of the time of this recording, there's 103,000. To be honest with you, that's not that many for a president, right? And again, like I've said before, a lot of these designs, they're okay, but they're not necessarily like the greatest thing ever. There's some good stuff here, but not amazing. Let's type in Joe Biden, who's going to be the upcoming president here, and we've got 86,000 results. Now, if you really want to get ahead of the trend, chances are 4 years from now that Kamala Harris is going to be running for president, or she'll be in the running. Well, there's 51,000 results right now. So again, I probably wouldn't go after these if it's just being me. These are too many results. There's already a bunch in there. Even though the majority of them are crappy, it's not worth it. However, let's take a look at this. See, I live in Canada. So how about I do Canada political parties? Okay, there's the Liberal Party of Canada. There's the Conservative Party, the Bloc, the New Democratic Party. Okay, there's one more row there, but at the end of the day, we've got 4 or 5 of these parties. Liberals, Conservatives, Bloc. There's a Green Party. So the idea is here I've got 5 parties. How many parties are there in, now here's a bunch of other ones. Here's the minor parties. They're eligible to run candidates, but most people have never heard of them. So if, for example, there's an Animal Protection Party of Canada, okay, founded in 2005. That's a niche. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a niche. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. That's not a niche. Libertarian Party of Canada. You got to think there's somebody in the world who's a libertarian and wants to tell the world that they're a libertarian. That's the niche that we're going after. The Communist Party of Canada, okay? The Christian Heritage Party of Canada, Canadian Nationalist Party of Canada. So again, like, I'm not suggesting that I'm supporting or not supporting any of these. I'm just saying, as a person who wants to sell stuff on Redbubble, this is what I would be exploring when I'm looking at things. So Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada. I'm going to type in Justin Trudeau. And by the way, if you're, and there's 765 results. He's like our president. He's like the Canadian president, for lack of a better term. There's only 765 results. Now, most of the results are either very pro or very anti the politician. Okay? Here's another one I want to do. Mayor of Toronto. Okay? Who's the mayor of Toronto? John Tory. Oops, why can't I spell today? John Tory is the mayor of Toronto. Okay? John Tory. 48 results. That's a niche because people either really like him or they really don't. Okay? Just in politicians in general, right? So you're going to see a bunch of weird stuff go through because people love to, tag spam and that sort of thing. But the point is, there is only 48 results for John Tory, and he's the mayor of Toronto, and the city of Toronto has 5 million people in it. So you don't think there's at least somebody out there that may want a John Tory t-shirt or a John Tory sticker or an I hate John Tory sticker or something along those lines? Again, I'm not trying to lay any value down on it. I'm not saying I personally support or don't support it. No idea. Let's pick a completely random part of the world. Mayor of Ipswich. Again, I've never been to Ipswich. Teresa Jane Harding. There you go. Teresa Jane Harding. Let's check her out. No matches. Okay, nothing. It's giving me back a Raccoons t-shirt because it knows that I like cats. So Redbubble's trying to help. Again, when you go back to, when you go back to these niches, you can even drill down to the point where there's nothing in the niche. There's 0 results. So this is the part where I get a bit frustrated is when I see comments on YouTube and people are saying, oh, there's 30,000 Trump. Well, fine, don't go after Trump then. Oh, there's 40,000 Biden. Fine, don't go after Biden. Go after niches. These are little slices of the pizza. And then you own the entire slice. If I go nuts and I do 50 Ipswich designs, even if I just go after just the city, okay, forget about the mayor, there's only 1,075 results. If I do 50 results, I've got a 1 in 20, 1 in 21 chance of getting something purchased. And I feel like I can design at least as good as these ones. So that's the idea of the niche marketing, is to go after little tiny slices. Think about where you live in the world. Think about the local politicians, local aldermen, local councilmen. That's the idea, to find these niches that work. So I hope that helps, guys. As always, please feel free to leave comments, like, subscribe. I really appreciate the feedback. And I hope that helps explain a bit more about what I mean with niche marketing and how you can get actual sales on Redbubble. You're not going to get a ton. You're not going to get thousands of people buying Ipswich t-shirts, but you're going to get a dedicated following. And that's the idea behind niche marketing, is a dedicated following. The few people that do show up are going to really be interested in your designs, and that's what we want.